mientras haya luz, hay amor. Así eres tú, igualita que, igualita que, igualita al sol. Dame más calor, que me siento bien. Dame más y más, dame más amor. En tu corazón hay mucha emoción. Así eres mujer, en tu corazón. Mientras haya sol, habrá luz. Mientras haya luz, hay amor. Así eres tú, igualita que, igualita que, igualita al sol. Dame más calor, que me siento bien. Dame más y más, dame más amor. En tu corazón hay mucha emoción. Así eres mujer, en tu corazón. A veces el destino nos separa, pero solo Dios sabe por qué. Cuando me vaya de aquí, no me vayas a llorar. Pienso que voy a sufrir, pienso que voy a llorar por estar lejos de ti. Tal vez ya no vuelva más, porque el destino es así. Hoy que nos queremos ya, separándonos están. Prefiero mejor morir. No llores más, amor, no llores por favor, que estoy sufriendo ya, que tú llorando estás. No llores más, amor, no llores por favor, estoy sufriendo ya, que tú llorando estás. Amor, no llores. No llores, que las lágrimas también se acaban. Tal vez ya no vuelva más, porque el destino es así. Hoy que nos queremos ya, separándonos están. Prefiero mejor morir. No llores más, amor, no llores por favor, que estoy sufriendo ya, que tú llorando estás. No llores más, amor, no llores por favor, que estoy sufriendo ya, que tú llorando estás. cantando desesperado. Tal vez se le fue su amor, tal vez se le fue su amor. Y así estaba llorando. Un pajarillo que vi cantando, lo vi cantando desesperado. Tal vez no dejó su amor, tal vez se le fue su amor. Y así estaba llorando. Igual que él, así les estoy cantando. Por dentro estoy llorando por culpa de su querer. Igual que él, así les estoy cantando. Por dentro estoy llorando por culpa de su querer. Un pajarillo que vi cantando, lo vi cantando desesperado. Tal vez no dejó su amor, tal vez se le fue su amor. Y así estaba llorando. Igual que él, así les estoy cantando. Por dentro estoy llorando por culpa de su querer. Igual que él, así les estoy cantando. Por dentro estoy llorando por culpa de su querer. ¿Dónde andas, mujer? Oye, Leticia, ya no seas ingrata, te empeñas siempre en hacerme sufrir. Si por tu ausencia sabes que me matas, no sé lo que quieres hacer de mí. Si por tu ausencia sabes que me matas, no sé lo que quieres hacer de mí. Oye, güerita, lo que yo te canto, quiero que entiendas todo mi sentir. Voy a rezarle a Diosito Santo para que muy pronto tú vuelvas a mí. Voy a rezarle a Diosito Santo para que muy pronto tú vuelvas a mí. Cuando yo recuerdo tus lindos ojos, lloro de pasión por tus labios rojos. Extraño el calor de tu cuerpo hermoso, pero extraño más ese modo de querer. Pero extraño más ese modo de querer.
Te empeñas siempre en hacerme sufrir. Si por tu ausencia sabes que me matas, no sé lo que quieres hacer de mí. Si por tu ausencia sabes que me matas, no sé lo que quieres hacer de mí. Oye, güerita, lo que yo te canto, quiero que entiendas todo mi sentir. Voy a rezarle a Diosito Santo para que muy pronto tú vuelvas a mí. Voy a rezarle a Diosito Santo para que muy pronto tú vuelvas a mí.
Regresa el cariño, regresa. Hoy que solo me encuentro y quiero volver a ti para sentir tu cariño y nunca dejarte ir. Tanto que te he buscado y no te puedo encontrar. Tantas noches de espera y nunca has de regresar. Si tú regresas, cariño, ya nunca te he de dejar, porque sabes que te quiero y no te puedo olvidar. Si tú regresas, cariño, ya nunca te he de dejar, porque sabes que te quiero y no te puedo olvidar. Ay, cuánto sufrimiento, Dios mío, cuánto sufrimiento. Si tú regresas, cariño, ya nunca te he de dejar, porque sabes que te quiero y no te puedo olvidar. Oye,
Caminito a Oxtepec, del Cerrito Colorado a La Palma. Desde ahí ya se ve mi lindo Trinidad Oaxtepec. Caminito que me lleva al lugar donde me esperan mis viejecitos que me sueñan con afán. Tanto tiempo ya ha pasado y jamás he olvidado aquella tarde que no quiero recordar. Caminito que me lleva al lugar donde me esperan mis viejecitos que me sueñan con afán. Tanto tiempo ya ha pasado y jamás he olvidado aquella tarde que no quiero recordar. lágrimas en los ojos no me dejaban partir. Sé que sufrieron mi ausencia, hoy vengo a hacerlos feliz. ¡Qué felicidad! ¡Qué alegría hay dentro de mí! Estar nuevamente con mis viejos, con mis hermanos, con los míos, con mi gente. Caminito que me lleva al lugar donde me esperan. Mis viejecitos que me sueñan con afán. Tanto tiempo ya ha pasado y jamás he olvidado aquella tarde que no quiero recordar. Con lágrimas en los ojos no me dejaban partir. Sé que sufrieron mi ausencia, hoy vengo a hacerlos feliz.
A orillas del viejo río la vi cantando, la vi lavando con gran amor. La poca agua que había mojaba suavemente sus pies. En su rostro dibujaba esa alegría, esa ternura de ser mujer. Mientras lavaba con gusto aquella ropa que mudé ayer, yo sentado en la arena dibujaba su nombre a un ladito del mío, dentro de un corazón. Qué momentos tan felices de mi vida, a tu lado yo contigo los viví. Ahora solo voy sufriendo por tu ausencia, solo el recuerdo en mi mente se quedó. Yo sentado en la arena dibujaba su nombre a un ladito del mío, dentro de un corazón. Ay, lindos recuerdos, qué lindos recuerdos. Qué momentos tan felices de mi vida, a tu lado yo contigo los viví. Ahora solo voy sufriendo por tu ausencia, solo un recuerdo de mi mente se quedó. Yo sentado en la arena dibujaba su nombre a un ladito del mío, dentro de un corazón. Yo sentado en la arena dibujaba su nombre a un ladito del mío, dentro de un corazón.
provincianita. Como quisiera que me escucharas esta canción tan linda que eres, como una rosa que ha florecido en bello jardín. Provincianita, como quisiera que me escucharas esta canción tan linda que eres, como una rosa que ha florecido en bello jardín. Ya no quiero verte triste, nunca jamás, por eso te canto hoy tu canción. Quiero ver esa sonrisa tan inocente y angelical, verte siempre muy feliz, ay amor, verte siempre sonreír, corazón. Me invade cierta alegría no más de verte feliz, feliz. Yo quisiera para ti, provincianita, esta canción. Yo quisiera para ti, provincianita, todo lo mejor. Yo quisiera para ti, provincianita, un gran amor. Hoy quisiera para mí, provincianita, tu corazón.
¿Te gusta lo que te estoy cantando? Es para ti.
Yo quisiera para ti, provincianita, esta canción. Yo quisiera para ti, provincianita, todo lo mejor. Yo quisiera para ti, provincianita, un gran amor. Hoy quisiera para mí, provincianita, tu corazón.
Dicen que es pecado. ¿Tú qué crees? Oye.
Dicen que es pecado ser amantes. Si es así, por ti seguiré pecando. Si es así, por ti yo iré soportando castigos que de pagarlos. Si yo mismo lo he buscado, no me importa el sacrificio. Quiero seguir siendo tu amante. No me importa el sacrificio. Quiero seguir siendo tu amante.
Dicen que es pecado ser amantes. No importa, nos queremos. Seguiremos pecando, seguiremos pecando.
Ay, oye. Dicen que es pecado ser amantes. Si es así, por ti seguiré pecando. Si es así, por ti yo iré soportando castigos que de pagarlos. Si yo mismo lo he buscado, perdón te pido, Dios mío. Si acaso malo es ser amantes, porque es amor el que nos damos. No tienes por qué castigarnos, no me importa el sacrificio. Quiero seguir siendo tu amante. No me importa el sacrificio, quiero seguir siendo tu amante.
Oye, ay, con amor.
Dicen que es pecado ser amante.
Por eso pido, ya no finjas dar cariño. Por eso pido, ya no finjas dar amor. Ya he soportado tanto tus desprecios. No tiene caso el seguir juntos sin amor. Tú sabes bien que ya no tengo tu cariño, porque hace tiempo tú le diste el final. Ya me cansaron tus besos, hoy aborrezco tu amor. Pues sabes bien soy sincero y no te guardo rencor. Ya me cansaron tus besos, hoy aborrezco tu amor. Pues sabes bien soy sincero y no te guardo rencor. Ay, oye, y aún así te canto, cariño. He soportado tanto tus desprecios. No tiene caso el seguir juntos sin amor. Tú sabes bien que ya no tengo tu cariño, porque hace tiempo tú le diste el final. Ya me cansaron tus besos, hoy aborrezco tu amor. Pues sabes bien soy sincero y no te guardo rencor. Ya me cansaron tus besos, hoy aborrezco tu amor. Pues sabes bien soy sincero y no te guardo rencor. Ya me cansaron tus besos, hoy aborrezco tu amor. Tú estarás, por dentro llorarás. No finjas más amor, sé toda la verdad. Sé bien que partirás irá y que jamás vendrá. No rías más, amor, no me hagas más sufrir, porque nunca más volveré a encontrar lo que tú me diste de aquel amor. Yo sé que jamás volverás a hallar otro amor igual. Te vas, amor, y me dejas tan solo. Que jamás volverás a hallar otro amor igual.
haber encontrado nuevas ilusiones en tu corazón. Tus falsas caricias, todas tus mentiras amargaron mi amor. Hoy ya no te quiero por haber jugado con mi pobre amor. puedo negar lo que te quise tanto, si hoy todo terminó. ¿Cómo es posible que en tanta belleza exista toda esa traición? Mi corazón en ti solo halló desilusión. No quiero nada de ti, no quiero nada de ti, mi corazón te olvidó.
Si no es amor, no quiero nada de ti.
Yo que creí haber encontrado nuevas ilusiones en tu corazón. Tus falsas caricias, todas tus mentiras, amargaron mi amor. ¿Cómo es posible que en tanta belleza exista toda esa traición? Mi corazón en ti solo halló desilusión. No quiero nada de ti, no quiero nada de ti, mi corazón te olvidó. No entiendo al amor, yo no sé por qué. Si mi pobre corazón, borracho de pasión, sufre por un amor. Y le digo así, corazón no sufras. Y le digo así, corazón no sufras. Enséñate a perder, enséñate a sufrir y volvamos a empezar. No sufras. No entiendo al amor, yo no sé por qué. Si mi pobre corazón, borracho de pasión, sufre por un amor. Y le digo así, corazón no sufras. Y le digo así, corazón no sufras. Enséñate a perder, enséñate a sufrir y volvamos a empezar. soñadora para mí solo será. El Señor cura en la iglesia, nuestro amor bendecirá. Ya por la noche las estrellas y la luna nos arrullará. Yo sé muy bien que es solo un sueño, pero pronto yo dejaré de soñar. Todo será realidad y trataré de cuidar sus caricias, su sonrisa y todito lo demás. Ay, amorcito, sé bien que solo es un sueño. Espero en Dios que pronto sea una realidad. Sí, una realidad. Si nos casamos, vida mía, mi cariño tú tendrás. Y tu sonrisa soñadora para mí solo será. El Señor cura en la iglesia, nuestro amor bendecirá. Ya por la noche las estrellas y la luna nos arrullará. Yo sé muy bien que es solo un sueño, pero pronto yo dejaré de soñar. Todo será realidad y trataré de cuidar sus caricias, su sonrisa y todito lo demás. Oye,
3. The hidden empire behind every barcode. Part 1. The black line that rule the world. The hidden empire behind every barcode. Walk into a supermarket, it doesn't matter whether you in New York, London, Tokyo, Sábado, or Sydney. Pick up a bottle of Coca-Cola, a can of milk, a box of cereal, a tube of toothpaste, or a pack of batteries, or the latest iPhone. At the checkout counter, the cashier barely look at the product. Instead, they turn it over, scan the flash red beep. Instantly, the computer knows exactly what the product is. Its name, its range, its size, price, its tax category, whether it's on promotion, how many units it remains stock, whether another shipment should be ordered. An entire transaction takes less than a second. To us, it feels completely ordinary. We have seen thousands of times. So how many times we will stop and ask what the most important, the most important question: how does the computer know? Not just the rise. How does it know that this particular bottle is a 500 ml Coca-Cola and not the 20 and 30 millimeter version sitting inside it? How does an Amazon warehouse robot know which cell contains the exact structure you order? How does Costco track million products moving through hundreds of warehouse every day? How can hobby store identify the correct medication from thousands of nearly identical package? How do customer official organize product arrive from every corner of the world? The answer isn't the barcode itself. The black line don't contain all information. In fact, one of the biggest misconceptions in modern commerce is believing that a barcode is simply a tiny database print on the package. It isn't. Those black lines are something far more important. They are an identity, a universal language, a passport that allows billions of products to be recognized anywhere in the world. Without it, modern retail would slow crawl. Some market couldn't accurately replenish inventory, while how would struggle to identify product. Online retailer couldn't efficiently fulfill order. Manufacturer would lose visibility across their supply chain. Even self-checkout machine would become useless. It's difficult to imagine today, but nearly every product moving through the global economy depends on one invisible system working flawlessly behind the scene. A system so reliable that billions of barcodes can happen every single day without anyone noticing. Customers assume Walmart built it, others believe Amazon control it. Something Apple, Microsoft, or Google must be responsible. The truth we found more that surprising. The organization responsible for this system is on no supermarket, no warehouse, no literature, no factory. It doesn't manufacture product. It does the same thing to customer. Its name rarely appear on television. Most people, even many business professionals, have never heard of it. Yet, without this single organization, global commerce, as we know, it would become almost impossible. Every retailer, every manufacturer, every logistic company, every household, every manufacturer company, every online marketplace, every major supply chain on earth quietly depend on the standard it creates. It is one of the most influential organizations you have probably heard of. It named GS1, and why companies like Amazon, Walmart, Costco, Carrefour, and Carrefour, and Alibaba complete to dominate global retail. They all speak the same visual language, a language created not by logic, technology giant, not by government, not by a multi-millionaire corporation, but by a quiet, non-profit organization whose mission was never to be the world's largest company. A mission to simply make sure that every product in the world could be recognized instantly. That simple idea transformed modern commerce. But to understand why barcode standard become one of the most important inventory in business history, we need to travel back to a time before scanner, before self checkout, before Amazon, when every price tag was attached by hand, every inventory count was done on paper, and every supermarket struggled with the same basic problem. Because before the barcode became a language of global trade, retail sales was drowning in chaos. Part 2. Before the barcode. every supermarket was fighting the same problem. Today, it takes only a few seconds to buy a week worth of grocery. A cashier scans each item, beep beep beep. The total appears instantly. Inventory update automatically. Loyalty points are updated. The receipt is printed. The products disappear from the store stock database before you even place them in your shopping bag. It feels faultless, but for most of retail history, none of this existed. In fact, before the barcode, running a supermarket was one of the most labor-intensive businesses in the world. The problem wasn't selling product. It was knowing what product you actually had. Imagine walking into a supermarket in the early 1960s. The shelf looked familiar. Roll up canned food, fast product, laundry, detergent, boxes of cereal, soft drink, thousands of different products filling every aisle. To customer, the experience seemed almost identical to today. Behind the scene, however, the store operates very differently. Every single product carries a manual attached, sell sticker, price sticker. The cashier enter the price one item at a time using a mechanical cash register. If a price changes, employee had to remove the old sticker and make a new one to every individual product. Supermarket with 20,000 items might spend entire day simply updating price label. It's a slow, expensive, and full mistake. Cashier accidentally typed the wrong number. Label fell up. Products were placed on the wrong shelf. Customer argued about prices. Manager struggled to verify who was correct, but pricing wasn't even the industry's biggest problem. The inventory were when the product was sold, the supermarket had not automatically recorded it. Someone had to count the sale manually. Employee worked aisle after the aisles with clipboard writing down quietly by hand. At the end of the day, those handwriting notes were transferred into ledger. Manager estimate what need to be recorded. Sometimes they guessed correctly, often they didn't. Popular product unexpectedly disappear from sale. Less popular product accumulate in storeroom for months. Retailer wasn't just losing sales, they were wasting enormous amount of money. As the market grew larger during the post-war consumer boom, the problem became impossible to ignore. By the late 1950s, a typical American supermarket carried several thousand different products. A decade later, that number had doubled. Soon it reached 10,000. Every new product increased complexity. Every new supplier created another layer of paperwork. Every additional checkout lent multiple the opportunity for human error. The industry faced a paradox. Supermarket had become incredibly successful, but their success threatened to overwhelm them. The larger they become, the harder they become to manage. Retail is executive across North America began asking the same question: how can a store exactly know what is sold? For instance, a customer buy it. It sounds almost impossible. Remember, this was long before personal computer, long before cloud computing, long before the internet. Even storing large amount of business data electronically was an enormous technical challenge. Yet, one company believed the problem could be solved. That company was IBM. Throughout the 1960s, IBM engineers worked closely with retailer, manufacturer, and grocery industry organizations, searching for a practical method of automatically identifying products. The challenge proved much harder than anyone expected. The identification system needed to satisfy several impossible requirements at once. It had to be inexpensive enough to print on beaten up paper, durable enough to survive transportation, readable with a fraction of a second, simple enough for cashier to use without specialized chaining, flexible enough to identify millions of different products, and perhaps most importantly, every manufacturer had to agree to use them in the same system. Without universal adoption, the entire idea would fail. Once the market couldn't use a code, why another use something different? Manufacturer couldn't bring the separate label for every retailer. The industry didn't merely need a new technology, it needed a common language, a universal standard that every company could trust. The more experts disseminate the challenge, the more they realized something surprising. The real problem wasn't printing backline on the package. That part was relatively easy. The difficult part was deciding what those lines actually meant. Who would assign product number? How could duplicate number be an event? Who would guarantee that bottle of shampoo manufactured in one country wouldn't accidentally receive the same identification number as a box zero reduced somewhere? Someone need to manage the system, not a retailer, not a manufacturer, but at a neutral authority trusted by anyone. At the time, few people understood how important that system would become because they believed they were solving a checkout problem. In reality, they were laying a foundation for a universal identification system that would eventually connect some market, warehouse, hospital, factory, port, custom agency, e-commerce, platform, and global supply chain across more than 100 countries. And underneath now was a code that every machine could read. And the man who would have read it had already begun scratching the answer years earlier, inspired not by mathematics, but by Morcos, raw in the sand and the beach. Part 3. The birth of barcode, the simple idea that changed the global commerce forever. Long before billions of products carried barcode, long before supermarket scanner became commonplace, long before Amazon warehouse filled with autonomous robots, the solution to one retail big problems began with simple conversation between those guaranteed students. It was 1948 at Resource Institution of Technology in Philadelphia. A local supermarket executive had approached one of the professors with that sound like an impossible request. Could someone invent a way for a grocery store to automatically identify products at checkout? The idea was revolutionary. At the time, nearly every transaction depend entirely on human eyes and human hand. Machine could count money, but they could not bring recipe. But they couldn't recognize what they were looking at. The professor wasn't interested. He declined the roll check, but Watson happened to overhear the conversation. His name was Bernard Silver. In Chicago, he shared the challenge with his friend Norman Joseph Woodland, an engineer and T with an unusual style for solving complex problems. Neither man realized they were about to help create one of the most influential business standards in history. Woodland became obsessed with the question, how could a machine recognize the different products instantly? The answer didn't arrive on laboratory, it arrived on a beach. According to Woodland on recollection, he was sitting in the same mind me thinking about Morcos dot dashes, a symbol combination capable of representing enormous amount of information. As he absentmindedly tracked his finger through the sand, he stretched the dot and dashed into long vertical lines. Suddenly, an idea emerged. What if the machine could read pattern, optic and thin line instead of letter? The line could represent number, the number could identify product, and the product could recognize automatically. Yes, it was astonishingly simple. Yet decade ahead of its time, in 1948, Woodland and Silver filed a patent for what they call classifying apparatus and method. They early decided didn't resemble on rectangular backup we know today. Instead, it looked like a bullseye, a series of concentric circles radiating outward from the center. The circular design had one more major advantage. It could be scanned from almost any angle. The cashier wouldn't need to perfectly align product with a scanner. In theory, it was brilliant. In practice, it wasn't. Reading technology in the era lacked sufficient precision. The ink often bled across the circles, making them difficult for early optical scanner to interpret accurately. The concept worked. The manufacturing technology did not. For years, the invention remained little more than an interesting patent. The world simply wasn't ready. The computers were enormous. Electronic components were expensive. Laser scanner had not yet become commercial practical. Automatic identification remained a fascinating idea, searching for the right moment in history. The moment finally arrived in the late 1960s. So the market had become dramatically larger. Product variety is low. Labor costs in rich. Inventory era multiply. retail executive would no longer ignore the role in fashion. This time, the grocery industry wasn't looking for experience. It needed a real solution. A committee known as the Ad Hoc Committee on Uniform Grocery Product Code brought together manufacturer, retailer, and technology company to create a single identification standard for the entire industry. Several competing designs were proposed. Among them, there was a system developed by IBM. Leading the technical work was engineer George Laura. Laura admitted Woodland's original vision, but believed the bullseye format was the future. Instead, he decided the symbol onto something much similar. A rectangle arrangement on vertical bar, easy to read, easy to scan, easy to reproduce consistently on built-up package. The design also worked exceptionally well with the rapid improving laser scanner entering the market. Perhaps more importantly, Laura introduced the standardized number system behind the bar. The barcode itself wasn't the real innovation. The number were each sequence represent a unique product identity. It's not price, it's not duration. It's just a universal identification number. The computer would retrieve everything else from its database. That seemingly small distinction changed everything. Price could now be updated without changing the package. Retailer could manage promotion instantly. Inventory system became dynamic. Manufacturer no longer need separate label for different store. One product, one number, recognized everywhere. In 1973, the grocery industry official adopt the Universal Product Code, or UBC. After more than 2 decades of experimentation, the world's first truly standardized retail barcode had finally arrived. 1 year later, the history quietly made. On the morning of June 26, 1974, at a Mars supermarket in Troy, Ohio, the cashier passed on a pack of weekly chewy fruit chewing gum across the scanner. Beep. The session last only second. There were no cheering crowd, no television spectacle, no global headline. Most customers in the store probably didn't even notice. Yet many historians now regret that ordinary purchase as one of the most important retail transactions ever recorded, because that single scan proved something extraordinary. For the first time in history, the machine that had automatically recognized a commercial produced using universal identification system. For that moment forward, commerce would never operate the same way again. So market adopt the technology, manufacturer embrace standardized reduced number. Computer finally ran a common language to identify physical goods, but success created an entirely new challenge. The barcode wasn't stretching rapidly beyond American grocery store. Manufacturer wanted to export product internationally. Retailer in Europe need a compatible system. Companies in Asia, Australia, and Latin America face the same problem. A universal language was only useful if the entire world agreed to speak it. Someone would need to coordinate that language. Someone trusted by every manufacturer, every retailer, every logistics company, not as a competitor, but as a neutral guardian of a global system. That organization would eventually become one of the most influential institutions in modern commerce, even though almost nobody shopping in a supermarket had never heard of the name. It called Just1. Part 4. Just1, the visible government of global commerce, the organization that connected the product without owning a single one. When most people look at the barcode, they see a collection of black lines. Some assume it contains the product rise. Some believe it was created by the supermarket selling the item. Many assume companies like Amazon, Walmart, or Apple generate their own barcode system. None of the assumptions were true. The barcode is only the visual tip of something much larger. Behind every legitimate barcode lies in a global identification system maintained by an organization that almost no consumer has ever heard of it. Then its name is Just1. Unlike Amazon, Just1 sells nothing. Unlike Walmart, it owns no store. Unlike FedEx, it operates no transportation network. Unlike Microsoft, it develops no consumer software. Yet, nearly every major company on earth depends on it. It's one of the rare organizations who influence and measure not by on it, but by how many other organizations just it. To understand why just1 exists, imagine a world without it. Suppose Coca-Cola decided to identify one of its bottles using the number 156. At the same time, a pharmaceutical company unknowingly assigned the same number to a bottle machine. Meanwhile, toy manufacturer use the number for a logo set. The reduce completely different, but to a computer they appear identical. A warehouse ship a shipment. Each inventory system become confused. Retailer order the wrong reduce. Hospital receive incorrect delivery. Costume database lose track of import. Automated warehouse begin placing completely unrelated products in the same location. Within days, modern technology would descend to chaos. The problem isn't scanning, the problem is identity. Every physical product needs a unique identity that no other product in the world can accidentally duplicate, and someone had to guarantee that unique. That's the precisely what just1 does. Rather than assigning packet one product at a time, just1 minute for global numbering system. So manufacturer become license number. Each company receive a unique just1 company reflex. From that reflex, manufacturer create an identification number for every product it produces. The result is remarkably elegant. Two companies can independently create millions of products without ever generating the same identification number. The system scale almost infinitely. Whether you are local berry selling homemade jam or multi-millionaire, a corporation manufacturing hundreds of thousands of different products, the language remains exactly the same. This universal identification number is called the global J of item number or GTIN. The barcode simply represents the number in format machine can read. That distinction is crucial. The barcode is not identity, it's merely the label carrying the identity. Think of a passport. A passport book isn't your identity. The number inside is similarly printed. Black bars are simply the visual represent of a global unique product number. Once that number is scanned, everything else happens digitally. The computer immediately retrieves information stored in the database. Reduce the description, manufacturer, package size, weight, tax, classification, inventory status, pricing, expiration, checking, shipment, information, promotion, no rule. The barcode never contains all of that information. It simply tells the computer which product they should be talking about. Over time, just1 has spent far beyond retail today. It maintains the entire family of global standard. The GTIN identify reduce, the GLN and global location number, and identify company, warehouse, factory, hostel, and distribution center. The LSCC or serial shipping container code, identify individual logistic unit subject, ballot and shipping container additional standard, identify shipment access, medical cert device, and even business document moving through supply chain. Together there is something extraordinary, a universal language that allows completely different computer systems to communicate without confusion. Imagine a manufacturer in Germany shipment reduced to a retailer in Canada. The factory may use SAP, the shipping company may operate Oracle, the warehouse may use Microsoft Dynamics, the retailer may rely on robotic inventory software under normal circumstances. The system would struggle to share information. Yet because they all recognize the same just1 identifier, they speak common language, the technology itself becomes almost visible. And that visibility is precisely what makes it powerful. Today, just1 operates in more than 100 countries, supporting millions of businesses and enabling billions of packets scanned every single day. Every supermarket checkout, every warehouse receiving dock, every e-commerce fund filling center, every pharmacy, every hostel supply room, every custom checkpoint, every automated distribution center. Most of them depend on just1 standard without customer ever realizing it. Perhaps the most remarkable aspect of organization is its neutrality. Just1 does not compete with the company using its standard. Amazon and Walmart are competitor. Coca-Cola and Pepsi compete. Apple and Samsung compete. FedEx and DHL compete. And yet all of them rely on the same identification language, because trust is only possible when no single company controls the system. If one retailer on the world barcode standard, every competitor would eventually reject them. Just one success because it functions more like an international standard organization than a commercial enterprise. Its authority come from cooperation rather than ownership. Its influence come from consistency rather than market dominance. And over that past 5 decades, that quiet philosophy has helped create one of the largest invisible networks ever built, but assigning unique entity to reduce and solve only half the problem. Knowing what a product is doesn't explain where it is. Every day, billions of products travel through factory, distribution center, cargo aircraft, container ship, regional warehouse. How can a company follow every one of those products across supply chain, stretching thousands of miles? The answer lies in the hidden ecosystem of scanner, warehouse, software, and logistic network, where simple barcodes become the heartbeat of modern commerce. Top 5 the barcode that run the world. Amazon, Walmart, Costco, and modern logistics actually work into Amazon fulfillment center. From the outside, it looked like an enormous warehouse. Inside, it resembled something closer to a living organization. Thousands of workers move continuously between towering cells. 100 autonomous robots glide slightly across the floor. Conveyor belt carry package in every direction. Computer screen constantly update. Machine communicate with other machine. Produce survive, product live, product arrive, product live. Every second, another customer were somewhere in the world leak by now. Within minutes, that system begin moving through an incredibly complex network. But before the robot can retrieve a product, before a warehouse employee can package, before a delivery truck can load it, the system must answer one deceptively simple question. Recently, did this subject? That answer begins with the barcode. Not because the barcode tells Amazon everything, but because it gives Amazon something far more valuable, a universally recognized identity. Imagine ordering a black wired computer mouse. To human description seem clear enough. To computer, however, almost meaningless. Which brand, which generation, Bluetooth or USB receiver, left-hand edition, European packaging, North American packaging, retail or book packaging, even products that appear identical may actually represent those of different stock keeping units. A single mistake might mean the wrong products arise at a customer door. Instead of relying on description, computers rely on identities. One unique number, one exact product, zero ambiguity. That is why every time a shipment arrives at Amazon fulfillment center, the very first operation is almost always identification. The barcode is scanned immediately. Amazon warehouse management system recognize the product, its dimension, its storage requirement, its demand history, its destination, whether inventory is only sufficient, whether another warehouse needs additional stock, when the product should remain the reserve storage or move closer to packing station, because demand increasing on all those decisions happen within seconds. Without barcode standard, every warehouse would need to intend its own identification language. The manufacturer would have to raise separate label for different retailer. Inventory system would constantly require manual translation. Global e-commerce would become dramatically slower and vastly more expensive. The same invisible process occurs inside Walmart. Every day, Walmart store receives millions of products from thousands of suppliers around the world. Food, electronic, clothing, medicine, hardware suppliers, merchandise. Each supplier operates different factory, different computer system, different generating company, different country. Yet a shipment reaches Walmart distribution center. Every product speaks the same language. A barcode is scanned. A warehouse constantly knows what has arrived. Inventory update automatically. So replenishment begin immediately. When one store sells the last bottle of particular detergent were merged system or no another shipment is required. In many cases, supplier receive replenishment signal before store employee even realize the shelf is nearly empty. This is no longer simply inventory management. This is synchronized commerce. Costco offer another fascinating example. Unlike traditional supermarket carrying 10,000 of products, Costco intentionally limits its selection. Yes, it's so enormous quality of each item. The entire business model depends on moving inventory with extraordinary efficiency. Products often travel directly from receiving dock to shelf floor with minimal storage time. Every pallet, every carton, every individual product must remain perfectly identifiable throughout that journey. Again, that Packard provides the common language. It allows manufacturer, trucking company, distribution center, and warehouse club to coordinate millions of movements without constant human interpretation. But perhaps the most remarkable transportation happened where consumer never look inside modern distribution center or warehouse receiving 100 trucks, but they cannot rely on worker reading package label manually. It would simply take too long. Instead, the products are scanned repeatedly as they move through the facility, receiving, sorting, storage, picking, packing, shipping. Every scan becomes another digital event. Every movement update inventory in real time. Manager know precisely where products are located. Robots know where to ship them. Transportation system know when they are ready to leave. Customer receive accurate delivery estimate because the system continuously know where every product is supposed to be. Now it's something interesting about Costco. Never move the product. It doesn't lift boxes. It doesn't ride forklift. It doesn't operate conveyor belt. It simply has one word of question every machine must ask before taking action. What am I looking at? One question that has an unambiguous answer. Automation become possible without standardized identification. Robot become confused. Software become unreliable. Warehouse become inefficient. The physical movement of goods slow dramatically. In many ways, the barcode play the same role product that internet protocol play for computer. The network because every device follow common communication standard. The laptop doesn't need to know who manufacturer a server before sending information. Both systems always speak the same language. Global commerce work for the same reason. Factory in China, port in Singapore, distribution center in Germany, retailer in Brazil, hospital in Japan, e-commerce platform in United States. They may never use the same software, but they may never belong to the same company, but they all recognize the same reduced identity and all share that language. Quietly power, one of the largest systems humanity had ever made. Yet you try to retell it only one chapter of the story. Because one reduced leak the warehouse, they continue to travel through an even larger network. Hospital use barcode standard to refine life-saving medication, and like check aircraft component across decades, serving pharmaceutical companies, authenticate medical device, shipping company, and identify pallet moving across continent. Custom agency process international CJ factory coordinate product line involving thousands of suppliers, but barcode has escaped the supermarket. It has become the universal language of physical commerce. And that's even a bigger problem, a bigger question. If a few black line can quietly connect supermarket, warehouse, factories, hospital, port, and global supply chain, had the barcode become something far rather than the retail invention, perhaps that become the operating system of a physical economy. Barcode beyond retail, the visual language that connects the entire global economy. For most people, the barcode belongs to one place, the supermarket. The cashier scan the carton of milk, a recipient, customer walk away, the end of history. But in reality, the familiar beep at checkout counter represent only one final second of journey that may have begun months earlier on another continent. Long before the reduced reached a store cell, it already been identified, scanned, recorded, verified, sorted, loaded, unloaded, inspected, and transport dozens of times. Every step depends on the same invisible language, and that language stands far beyond retail. Imagine a a pharmaceutical company manufacturing a life-saving vaccine. The stakes are dramatically higher than selling grocery. The supermarket scanning the wrong bottle of soda may inconvenient for a customer. A hospital admin is stirring the wrong medication can cost a life. For that reason, medicine requires precise identification. Each shipment carries standardized identifier recognized by manufacturer, distributor, hospital, pharmacy, and regulator. When vaccines leave the factory, they begin accumulating a digital history: manufacturing batch, release day, expiration day, store requirement, distribution record, arrival confirmation, hospital inventory, patient administration. Every scan adds another chapter of that history. The barcode is no longer just identifying product, it is preserving trust. Now consider that aviation industry, modern passenger aircraft contain millions of individual components. Some parts are replaced every few months, others remain installed for decades. Every critical component must be traceable through the appearance of life. When an airline relays a turbine blade inside a jet engine, engineers need to know far more than simply what part is it. They need to know where they manufacture, when it enters service, which aircraft previously used it, how many operating hours it accumulates, whether it belongs to a particular inspection program, whether regulators have issued updated maintenance instructions. That level of traceability depends on standardized identification system remarkably similar to those who use in retail. The barcode quietly follow the component through the entire life cycle: manufacturing, installation, inspection, removal, repair, placement, retirement. Without reliable identification, maintaining aviation as a receptive standard would become vastly more difficult. The same principle apply inside hospital. Work into a modern operating room. Doctor, nurse, pharmacist manage hundreds of medical products every day: surgical instrument, blood sample, implant, medication, laboratory basement. Every item must be correctly identified before use. The hospital now scan medication immediately before administering them. The system verifies that right medicine reaches right patient at the right dose. One quick scan can prevent potentially catastrophic human error. Again, the barcode itself doesn't make the medical decision. Just to ensure everyone referred to exactly the same object. That consistency saved life. Manufacturing had undergone a similar transformation decade ago. Factories rely heavily on paper instruction. Work manually record production number, component worth, and check using handwritten document. Today, manufacturing line operating very differently. As component move from one workstation to another, barcode scanning automatically update production system. Machine know which operation come next. Quality control station know which inspection are required. Packing system know which label belong on finished product. Finished good enter warehouse on the carrying globally recognized entity. The product digital line begin before it ever reach a customer. International shipping depend on the same visual infrastructure. Everyday millions of carton move through a port, airport, rail terminal, and trucking hub. A single container vessel may carry more than 20,000 shipping containers. Inside those containers are hundreds of thousands of individual products. Each with their own entity is connected to purchase order, invoice, custom declaration, warehouse system, and retail inventory. Without standardized identification, global chain would slowly, dramatically. Customer feel would spend countless hours up manual verifying shipment. Distribution center would struggle to track incoming cargo. Retailer would receive incomplete or inaccurate deliveries. The speed of international commerce would decline almost overnight. This is why many logistics experts describe the barcode as digital passport of physical goods. Just as traveler carry passport that allow government to recognize who they are, products carry globally recognized identifier allowing computer system to recognize what they are. And identity become before movement. recognition come before automation, just become before J. Perhaps the most fascinating aspect of the entire system is no single company control it. Amazon depends on package standard. So there's Walmart, Costco, Alibaba, FedEx, the XL, Ups, Mercedes, Toyota, Johnson & Johnson, Nestle, Apple, Samsung, companies fiercely compete in the marketplace. Yet behind the scene, they cooperate through a common identification language. Competition would be impossible without collaboration. Competition would be possible without cooperation. In factual level, they will operate the paradox of modern capitalists. The world's largest competitor quietly rely on the same invisible standard every single day, and those standards continue evolving. Traditional one-dimension barcode are usually shown by QR code, capable of carrying richer information. Manufacturers can now connect physical reduce directly to digital service. Consumer scanner packet immediately access user manual, warranty registration, cycling instruction, and authenticity verification, nutritional information. Instead the update, government are beginning to require digital product passport, especially for battery, electronic, and sustainable product. Instead of simply identifying an item, future product identifying may reveal where raw material are originated, how product were manufactured, how many carbon they generate, how they should eventually be recycled. The barcode evolving from an identifier into a bridge between the physical and digital world, and that evolution raised a fascinating possibility. What if the product could communicate far more than their identity? And what if every physical object became part of the connected global information network? Because that future is only beginning. That's one again. The question is the organization behind most of that information is a technology giant. It's an online retailer, and this isn't government. It is the same invisible organization that has been quietly connecting the world up for more than half a century. The next generation of global commerce is only taking shape, and the humble barcode is preparing the biggest transformation yet. Part 7. Beyond the barcode, the next generation of product identity. For more than 50 years, the barcode has done one job remarkably well. It answers a simple question: why this product? The answer has built modern retail. It transformed supermarket, automated warehouse, or enabled global supply chain. But the world is beginning to ask a different question: what else can product tell us? The answer is changing the future of commerce. Once again, work through almost any supermarket today, you notice something new appearing beside the familiar black bars. Square pattern, a tiny pixel line block, QR code. For years, QR code were viewed as completely separate technology. Restaurants use them for digital menus, and line use them for pouring baskets. Consumers scan them to visit website. But now, one of the world's oldest retail technology quietly merged one of its newest, GS1, called Digital Mission GS1 Digital Link. At first glance, the chain seems small. A traditional barcode identifying a product. The digital link does that and much more. Imagine buying a bottle of olive oil. Today, a supermarket scanner simply recognize the product. Tomorrow, that same code will instantly connect you to an entirely digital history where the olives were harvested, which factory bottled them, whether the product has been recalled, its nutritional information, its carbon footprint, intrusion for recycling the package, even recipe specification for that exact product. The package itself becomes an information portal, not because more information is printed on the label, but because every product gains a secure digital identity. Connect to the internet. This represents the profile soup. For decades, physical product and digital information exist separately. The barcode connect produce to computer. Inside businesses, digital link connect product directly to everyone: consumer, manufacturer, retailer, government, recycling company, repair service, and every stakeholder access the same product identity through different information. One object, many conversation. The European Union is already preparing for the future. The new regulation introduce the digital product. Spec will require many products, particularly battery, electronics, and industrial goods, to carry standardized digital information throughout their entire life cycle. Instead of asking only who manufactured a product, regulators realistically want to know much more: where did its raw material originate, where they mine responsibly, how much carbon dioxide was generated during production, which component can be repaired, which material can be recycled, how should the product can safely dispose, or after decades of use. In coming years, product identity may become just as important as the product itself. Consumers are changing as well. People increasingly expect transparency. They want to verify authenticity. Luxury brand fight counterfeiting by allowing customers to continue genuine product with a simple scan. Food company provide a farm-to-table traceability. Cosmetic manufacturer disclose ingredient sort. Medical company improve patient safety. Every scan creates confidence, and confidence has become a valuable commercial asset. Meanwhile, warehouses are becoming dramatically more intelligent. Traditional barcode scanning requires a line of sight. Someone or something must see the code, but another technology begins to complete the barcode, or GFID, or radio frequency identification. Instead of printed black line, RFID use tiny electronic chip capable of communicating through radio wave. Unlike barcode, GFDI tags do not always require direct visual scanning. An entire pallet moving through the warehouse door can be identified automatically. Hundreds of products can be recognized simultaneously. Inventory count that one requires hours may soon take minutes. Retail giants have invested billions of exploring where GFID offer advantage. Fashion retailers use it to improve inventory accuracy. Airlines use it to check baggage. Libraries identify book automatically. Manufacturers monitor reusable container traveling between factories. Yes, despite its impressive capability, GFDI has not replaced the barcode. Instead, the two technologies increasingly work together. The barcode remains universal, or nearly possible to bid for billions of everyday consumer products. GFDI adds additional capability where speed and automation justify higher costs. The future is in one technology replacing another. It multiple identification system cooperating artificial intelligence reshaping product and identity as well. Computer vision system can recently recognize product without scanning traditional codes at all. Work into an automated convenience store. Take a bottle of water, a sandwich, a snack. Live without visiting a checkout counter. Camera observe every movement. AI identify product visually. Your account is charged automatically. To customer, it feels almost magical. But even here, barcode standard haven't disappeared behind the scene. Though visual recognition systems still require standardized product identity. Artificial intelligence may recognize what the object looks like. Inventory systems still need to know what exactly which product it is. Entity remain the foundation. Only the method of recognition evolve. Perhaps the more fascinating information is philosophical rather than technological. For decades, businesses review products primarily as physical objects. Manufacture them, ship them, sell them, release them. Increasingly, companies now view the product as carrier of information. Every physical object generates data where it was produced, how it moved, how it purchased, how long it was used, how it requires maintenance, whether it should be repaired, reused, or recycled. The physical company is becoming an information company, and products themselves are becoming digital citizen. The evolution reveals something remarkable. The barcode was never simply about speeding up supermarket checkout. It was the first step toward giving every physical object on Earth its own unique identity, an identity recognized by machines everywhere. For half a century, that system had connected billions of products without demanding attention. Most consumers think of barcode as little more than pricing tool. In reality, they have become one of the most successful information infrastructure ever created. Yet, perhaps the most extraordinary part of the story is the technology. It isn't the scanners or the software. It isn't the billion of products moving through global supply chain every single day. The most extraordinary part it is the organization behind it all. An organization that owns no factory, no supermarket, no warehouse, no delivery fit, yet somehow become one of the most influential institutions in modern commerce. To understand why, we need to look beyond the technology itself and discover how one invisible organization quietly became the common language of global economy. Part A. The organization that owns nothing but connect everything. Why the world invisible commerce depends on just one. Everyday humanity perform one of the most complex logistic operations ever created. Millions of factory manufacture product, hundreds of thousands of trucks transport them, carry aircraft cross continent, container ship navigate ocean, distribution center receive and store inventory, warehouse repair order, retail restock their shelf, consumer purchase bill of item. From the outside, it appears to be a collection of independent businesses. Amazon managed its warehouse, Walmart managed its store, Costco managed inventory, Apple manufacture electronic, Nestle product food, Pfizer develop medicine, X FedEx move package. Each company seems to operate within its own world, but beneath all of them lie a shared infrastructure, not highway, not port, not railroad, not cell line, a divisible language, a language that allows every product to be recognized, every shipment to be understood, and every computer system to speak another without confusion. That language was not created by the world's largest retailer, nor by the world's largest technology company. It was created by an organization whose greatest achievement is almost nobody notices exists. Just one on the product. It manufactures nothing. It operates no supermarket, no warehouse, no carrier fleet, no online market. It earns no revenue from selling consumer goods. Yet it quietly enables $1 trillion in global trade every year. That kind of flow is extremely rare. More powerful nations become visible because they accumulate assets, their factory, technology, patent, capital. Just one accumulate something different. Just and the manufacturer, just a unique product number will remain unique. Every retailer trusts that the same barcode will identify the same product anywhere in the world. Every logistic company trusts that shipment moving across continents are speaking the same language. That just cannot be purchased. It must be maintained continuously, and perhaps that is just one rated accomplishment. It has remained neutral. Imagine if Amazon on the world barcode system. Would Walmart willingly depend on it? Would Alibaba? Would Carrefour? Would Target? Almost certainly not. The system worked precisely because no competitor control it. Just one function, less like corporation and more like global standard institution. Its role is not to compete. Its role to ensure that competition remains possible. That this idea appears throughout modern civilization. The internet depends on common communication protocol. Banking depends on standardized financial messaging. Civil aviation depends on international safety standard. Shipping depends on standardized container. Likewise, retail supply chains depend on standardized product identities. In the infrastructure itself rarely receive public attention. But without it, everything built on top of it becomes unstable. In many ways, just one represents one of the per assemble an invisible economy. An organization whose success is measured by how it facilitates everyone else's success. When you scan grocery at self-checkout, just one already done its job. When the Amazon packet arrives exactly on the order, just one already done its job. When hospital verify the correct medication before treatment, just one has done its job. When customer office roses international shipment contain thousands of different products, just one has already done its job. Illustrated victory are almost always invisible. No headline celebrate the barcode that worked correctly. No news airport praised the warehouse because every product was identified accurately. No customer thanked the numbering system that prevent the shipping error. Success is measured by the absence of failure, by transactions that happen so smoothly that they appear ordinarily. And perhaps that is defining characteristics of modern infrastructure. The most important systems are often the one that never think about. Electricity, GPS, internet protocol, shipping container, aircraft maintenance, and backup standard. It quietly supports enormous portion of the global economy while remaining almost completely visible to the people who benefit from them every day. So the next time you visit a supermarket, pause for a moment before placing an item into your shopping cart. Turn the packet over, look at the barcode. Those simple black lines are not merely there to speed up checkout. They represent decades for engineering, international cooperation, business standardization, technology evolution, and whatever electric coordination effort ever achieved by a private sector. Every line represents something larger than so, or miss that this product can be recognized anywhere in the world, or miss that million independent company can trust one another without ever meeting, or miss that the physical economy can move at digital speed. Most people will never notice it, and that is what exactly the point. The rated infrastructure really demand attention. It simply works quietly, reliably, building uptime every single day because the hidden empire behind every barcode was never built to become famous. It was built to make a global commerce feel effortless, and perhaps that is the rated measure of success any visible organization can achieve. When the entire world depends on your work, yet almost no one knows your name. Fade to black.